droves here in Landover, Maryland. Here's the punter, Bradley Pinion, on to get us started. And we are underway from Commander's Field. And this opening dynamic kickoff not going to be returned. It'll come out to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Let's go.
Play action. Now it's Daniels. That's going to be caught downfield by McLaurin. And he's able to get it all the way down to the 20. A huge play there right off the bat. And even 50 yards. Opening minute and already a trip to the red zone. 1st and 10 right at the 20. Now Daniels going to give it up on the touch pass. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
Zach Ertz, the man in motion. Now the first carry here for the running back. This carry, despite the extra effort, will be stopped short of the 10. Here's 3rd and a few inches. Now they'll change things around before the snap. Caught by the tight end Ertz. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he will take it in. Touchdown, Commanders. A great effort there. Standing alone with a new NFL record, 32nd touchdown. And the Commanders get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. 7-0 is our score, ready for the dynamic kickoff as this one's away. And he's going to get this across the 20 as he's out of bounds at the 23. They'll throw with Penix. And this one is incomplete.
No surprise at all. They're looking for the big man early in this one. The only surprise for them, he couldn't hang on to the pass.
Second and 10. They'll go play action here with Penix. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Oh, he had a man running free, but he overshot him, and it's incomplete.
And there, even if you've got to take something off that throw so that he slows down to catch it, that's far more preferable than what happened there. A big miss on what should have been a touchdown.
On 3rd down, Penix from the gun. This ball down the field for Pitts. And able to connect. Incomplete. Now, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
On fourth down, Bradley Pinion on to punt for the Falcons. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
19 tight. Here we go.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Lane. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. A good pickup there of 20 yards. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Debo going in motion left. And he'll get it here on the touch pass. All right, a great read by the secondary. They come up to stop that touch pass before it can even get back to the line. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. To throw is Daniels. Back to Debo Samuel for consecutive catches. And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 17-yard line. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Zach Ertz, the man in motion. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play, and that's going to lead them to 4th down.
I apologize in advance, partner, but the beefeaters on the interior of this D-line, you just know they were licking their chops on 3rd and short. And yes, they were rewarded with a tasty dish, stuffing that one short of a 1st down.
Well, we got beef eaters licking their chops and tasty dish in one fell swoop.
I did apologize in advance, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. And he'll score. Touchdown, Commanders. A great play there. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Commanders' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Gay is on for the point after. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. Now they can't bring him down. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
But you look at this defense.
They were quite formidable in the win over the Eagles a week ago.
And all defensive teams that I know talk about creating turnovers. Takeaways, they call them. And anytime you can get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really, really good performance. They exceeded that number in a big way.
He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Almost feels like anything you can do, we're going to try and match or do better. We've already seen 1 touchdown pass from the opposition. They tried to equal it on that throw.
Operating from the gun, Penix. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. Now Penix. Steps away to his left. This is caught by Robinson. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Now, this defense for the Commanders, they were quite formidable in the win over Philly a week ago.
And every defensive team that we talk to, they spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers. And anytime you get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really good performance. They exceeded that number in a huge way. They got the football back 4 times in the win.
In motion, the tight end. To the air, Penix. Over the middle, it's complete. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Third and 2.
And he's got the 1st down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And he's got his big wide receiver complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. That's good for 28 yards.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Looking to throw, Penix. And the screen unsuccessfully dropped it.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Here's 2nd and 10. Here's Penix.
Dancing to his left. Touchdown, Falcons! Darnell Mooney hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season.
And the Falcons have got it back to within a score.
Koo able to connect on the extra point, and that'll make our score 14-7.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Well, this offense looks like they have a little extra pep in their step as they take the field here for drive number 3, because remember, Charles, drives 1 and 2 both ended in the end zone.
Yeah, and right now they've just got to be careful not to lean into overconfidence, because every drive has a life of its own. But I like the way that they've started, the way that they're going about doing things right now. They've got a chance for that 3rd consecutive touchdown, and that would be a crushing blow to the defense.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Throwing now is Daniels.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
Taking it about the 16.
And he'll take a shot at the end of that one, and they'll begin right there.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
On 2nd down, another shot for Robinson.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 10 yards there and a first down for the Falcons.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Again, it's Robinson.
And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard.
The offense on 3rd down, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll.
As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like, because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher.
There he goes, left side. Racing to the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. A big play there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns.
And the Commanders are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Extra point by Gain is up and good. And it's now 21-7. Following the touchdown, here's Gain to kick it away.
And this return going to come to a quick end as he is... At the end of that one, the Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. They start on the ground with Robinson here. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and a yard. Play fake, and they'll throw with Penix. Checks this one down to Robinson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta. On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And he'll be tackled right on the midfield logo. Here's 2nd and 3. A play fake. Now Penix. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Commanders are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
Now Daniels.
And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Hands it off out of the gun. Oh, nice move. And a pretty good burst there, so he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts,
as they'll stop him with a tick under a minute to go before half.
Off the play fake, Daniels.
Well, a diving effort right sideline. He's got it. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
They go play action. Daniels
slings this deep from McLaurin.
And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown.
Terry McLaurin, 35 yards.
And the Commanders will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away.
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive.
Oh, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down.
Falcons going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
And looking to throw, Penix.
Under pressure, and they got to him again.
Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4.
The competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week. We just saw their first one of this game.
Here is 3rd and quite a ways.
A play action fake. They'll look to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side.
Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half.
So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here.
It'll be Falcons football, and they trail here as we get back underway on EA Sports. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30, right about the 29.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end.
From the shotgun, it's Penix. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. And the Commanders will take over here at their own 14-yard line.
So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
Here's Daniels.
He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39.
146 yards rushing for him in this one as he starts to draw nearer to a 1,500-yard campaign.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
from the gun. He'll hand this off.
And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. It'll go as a pickup of 14 and a Washington first down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost getting into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find the hole.
And pretty good running as he'll be close to a first down at the Falcons' 31. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd and 1 situation. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Daniels looking to throw. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play. And now they'll shift things around. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. They'll get it forward to him on the touch pass.
And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Now, they did get a little gain on this play, but all in all, a nice job defensively against the touch pass. They were able to string it out towards the sideline and never let him get the corner and turn it upfield for a bigger chunk of yardage.
They'll run for the first time here with Brian Robinson. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
This now a 3rd and 4. Well, they'll let McLaurin try and run. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin, his first rushing touchdown of the year. And the Commanders are able to stretch out their lead. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that'll increase their lead to 28. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback. And we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. Well, it's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well. And that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves. But we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
Robinson with another carry. And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive end. Linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback. They also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
They work now on 2nd and 9.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
And the Commanders force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27.
Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Back now at Commanders Field.
A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4.
From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd down and 5.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39.
Man, 188 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Now a 2nd and 2. And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down the game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he's going to have a Commander's first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. Shaquille Barrett there pushing upfield to make the stop. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
This offense really put themselves in a tough spot on 1st and 2nd down, needing long yardage to try and pick up a 1st down, and they ended up getting a great run. Explosive, picked up nice yardage. You don't expect to be in this situation on 4th down, but guess what? It all started with what happened on 1st and 2nd down. Really put them behind the 8 ball.
So after 5 touchdowns offensively, hey, maybe it's time to get the kicker a little work, and he's able to connect there.
I love that empathetic side of you. You're worried about him getting some action, getting to be a part of the game. Well, he got in and got it done.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And the decision to bring it out, kind of a costly one, as he won't make it back to the 20. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And their 4-game win streak very much in jeopardy as they go to work here late with a 1st and 10. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. 75 yards receiving for him now. It's a 1st down. They'll look to throw.
Looking deep here from Mooney.
And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Throwing again, Penix.
Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. And now for him on the season, that is his 80th catch, and the result is a 1st down.
They'll throw with Penix. And the Washington pressure gets to him, and he will go down. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
They'll go play action here with Penix. Looking deep here from Mooney.
This is caught inside the 15. And he's a long ways into Washington territory before hitting the turf.
So now following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And the lead is down to 24. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick.
And this is going to be covered up by Washington.
Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
2nd and a couple.
Try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. Now Daniels going to give it up on the touch pass.
The 20.
And they will finally get him down, but not before he takes this to the Falcons' 8.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that's that sets up a 1st and goal.
So that one just a little touch pass, but it paid off quite handsomely.
Yeah, and let's face it, the quarterback loves it because it pads his stats as a completed pass for nice yardage downfield. But I like the way they get the receiver in motion. It's almost like he's running a route before he gets the football because he's got a full head of steam when the ball is popped in his direction.
So a victory here for the Commanders.
And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Error-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win. Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle, go on to victory. Now the guys believe you move on to the next